Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. I only had the one runner through the week, and that was Prince Ziggy. He went good. I thought he had a pretty good run, and they just sprinted up too fast for him over the 1600 metres. You know, he probably was 6 or 8 lengths off on one stage and probably got beaten 3 or 4. So I thought he went really well without ever sort of figuring in the finish. So and he was probably about 5 kilos too badly weighted in that race as well. So I think a couple of the really nice horses that they were expecting to win, we actually finished in front of. But geez, the winner's very, very good. It sat just in front of us and exploded away from us. So it's certainly a horse to follow. Where to with Ziggy now? He goes to Caulfield next Saturday in 2000 metre 84. So that's back to a race, a restricted grade race where he gets in really good on the weights. He goes up to about 59 kilos, but the top weights, he's fairly weighted against them. Like he carried the same weight as a 96 rated on last Saturday. So, you know, as I said, he's just really poorly weighted, but we need to get a run into him, and I thought he went really well. Yeah, righto. Now, runners this week, busy week. I'm heading off today to Echuca. We've got 3 runners up there. Grandma Gal went really good first up. Even though she was beaten quite a while, I thought she still went really well. She goes up to the 1400, back on top of the ground. That'll be interesting to see. Was a real bog-heavy track, her first up run, and so she now goes to on top of the ground. So that'll be an interesting sort of see how she goes there. Certainly, her track work is pretty good, and I would think that she would probably be the best horse in this race. So, drawn a sticky gate, need a good ride from Jake. Kawabata, she also goes up there. Look, she went terrible her last start. We've given her a bit of time between runs, given her plenty of galloping. She seems okay, but you know, she was a mare that went off to stud, and then we've come back and tried to give her a prep. First 2 starts were really good, and then a third one was terrible. So she really needs to show us something and make it worthwhile going on with. If we don't, she'll head off back to stud, probably go to a Victorian stallion rather than sending her up to New South Wales. The other horse is Young Hostess. Now, we'll go to the 3200 metres. Really interesting. She's been running really consistently, running great races over 2400, and we've always sort of thought, how's she going to go over 2 miles? So we get her a chance today, and we'll see how she goes. But it's a really consistent sort of little mare. Been in work a while, but they've sort of been racing over a big trip, so really keen to sort of see how she goes over the 3200 metres. Righto, Friday, Geelong, 2 horses in there. Aveda won really well the other day, got up to the 2000 metres and was quite dominant in a win. She goes to the 2400 now. I don't think she's improved. Certainly here at home, she hasn't improved on her win the other day. So we're just hoping for that natural improvement when she gets to the 2400. Going from a Donald Maiden to a Geelong 64 is a massive jump, but certainly early in the spring. But now we'll see how she goes. Throw them in the deep end and see if she can swim. You know, she certainly looks like just an out-and-out stayer. 2400 metres on her home track. See how we go there. It'll be interesting to see how she goes. A horse called Make It Count. We bought him as a second-hand horse, and he's been in work here for about 5 weeks now, and he looks like he's ready to go first up. So I've done plenty of galloping with him. He seems to be sort of, I thought he's galloped on Tuesday morning, was nice and sharp. Drawn sort of the middle of the field, so we'll just sort of jump, squeeze, travel, try and be 3rd or 4th, and see how we go. But certainly seems a nice enough sort of horse. 64 grade at Geelong. That's sort of what the grade that when we bought him, I thought that would be his sort of grade. So yeah, Ollie goes on, so we'll see how we go first up. Okay, Monday, jump in the truck and head off to Ararat. Horse that I thought went really good first up, a horse called Flat Kappa. He just didn't run the 1200 metres. It was simple as that. He sort of loomed up at the 200 metre mark and just couldn't finish it off. So we drop him back to the 1100. Hopefully he can just draw a nice gate and sort of get a nice soft run and be hitting the line nice and strong. He seems to be, he's a nice enough sort of horse. He's probably better than a Country Maiden, I hope, and he'll get his chance at Ararat on Monday. A little filly called Dwelt. We took her up the bush the other day, and we thought she'd be a live chance, and she pulled up really sick after the race, had a white cell count of 16 and had a massive heart rate after the race and just didn't go well at all. So we'll probably get a blood count taken from her on Friday. If that's all good, she can go back to the races at Ararat on Monday. Seems to be going a good. I think she's probably better than that sort of grade, but she just went terrible the other day, but she did have a really legitimate excuse. Okay, the Tuesday, Kyneton, little filly called Zellberg, take it to a fillies and mares 1200 metre race. We punched her out and went forward on her the other day, and she just couldn't sustain that pressure. So the start before that, she sort of bounced and led up with blinkers on and sort of over raced and finished off. So We've sort of changed the gear around. We just want to ride her kind early in the race and have her hit in the line. Just think the prep just hasn't worked out for her, but I still think she's going okay. So taking the blinkers off, I put a shadow roll on it, and we'll go back to the 1200 and try and ride her just a bit off the speed. The other 1200 metre race, she just went too solid in front. So she's in there. Also, a little mare called Honey Magic. She won last time in, and I thought she won quite well. Just trained off. So we put her in the paddock, brought her back in. I thought she trialled up good the other day, galloped up great through the week, so we'll probably give her a nice solid gallop on either Friday or Saturday, and if she works up okay, she can go there, benchmark 58 sort of grade. Hopefully she can go pretty good in that sort of grade.
G'day guys, I'm back on again. Thanks James for the mouthful last week. Really sums you up as a bloke. Anyways, hope you like the seed segment I did a couple of weeks ago. We got something else this week, a little treat for you. This is on our sand and granite sand uphill track that we put a lot of work into at the farm. The dimensions are 1600 metres around the entire track, with a 700 metre straight coming from the barriers and 500 metres as you turn to go up the hill. The horses galloping straight up, they're not injury prone, so they're not have to turn a corner at high speed. They can balance easy, hit the line. The horses can work Sydney and Melbourne way, and it just allows for the flexibility here at the farm. We're pretty lucky that we're out at the farm on our own facility because we're allowed to put as much work into it as possible. The equipment we use here at the farm to make sure the track's looking spectacular is the harrows. So we run them around 3 to 4 times a day, a couple of hours in that. And then obviously if the track's dried out, we run the water truck around before track work starts, and then the harrows around. Sometimes we might have to pause track work and run the harrows around if there's been a few gallops, and then the next bunch of horses will come on. And then obviously if it rains, we'll run our tyres around to smooth it out and allows the water just to rush off the track so it's not sitting on it. We cut drains out at the top of the hill so the water can just run straight off the track. The sand won't wash away. Yeah, it's vital for the horses working that they can work on a fully efficient track that allows for their best performance. That's about it guys, so I hope you like that segment, and hope to see you again on Big Jobs. So thanks.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. I see the COVID restrictions are getting lifted, certainly in the country, so hopefully it won't be too long till people will be able to come back to the races. Really, certainly this time of year, like a lot of the country cups and that sort of stuff, people really want to come to the races and have a good time. So I think they've canned a couple of the smaller country cups, which are really disappointing. But anyway, in these times, I think they've done a great job to keep racing going. Spring Carnival, a couple of good horses raced on the weekend, didn't they? So it's all up and going now. Hopefully, we've got a couple of horses that trialled on Wednesday that look like they're going to sort of race in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So a couple of them went pretty good. So that's really good. One thing with the trials is hopefully with this country restricting now, lifting the restrictions, we can start travelling our horses away and trialling a little bit more, which is a really big thing. We've been really sort of limited to the amount of trialling we can give these young horses, and hopefully that's changing now. So all good. Really looking forward to the next month, that's for sure. Until next week, see you later.
G'day guys. Go again. That was no good. I'm back on again, so I'll just go again. That's no good.
Yeah, it's no good.
I'm just dribbling. No good. All right, this is going to be the one. I know it. Yeah, so, jeez.